good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you are in the wonderful world of Tottenham Hotspur. This is THFC Till I Die. Newsbeat, 4 o'clock on Wednesday, I think it is, here in Ireland. As you can see, I'm doing this one solo. Dermot is taking a few days off. He's been advised by his doctor to take things easy. And he's doing that. Well, he says he's doing that, but I'm not absolutely sure he's going to do what the doctor tells him, because he doesn't like being off the air, and I think he's more or less we have to handcuff him to the desk to keep him away from here. But he's in the background somewhere. He could be lurking. And just to tell you how much Dermot is adhering to his doctor's orders, the doctor's told him not to get too excited over anything, you know. Now, as some of you might know, Dermot is going over at the weekend to see Spurs play Brighton. So, when you see the person that's sitting on his hands in block 113 on North Lower, row 6, seat number 372, sitting on his hands when Spurs score their 6th goal, that is Dermot. So, I'll read that number out again where he is. If anybody's in the North Stand, go down and have a chat with him. Go and say hello to him, because he can't get excited. So give him something to talk about. Anyway, let's see who's in the chat anyway before we get on. Matthew is saying, hello, big up, Philip. How are you, Matthew? How are things? And Wembley One saying, afternoon, you're slightly early. Did Dermot over imbibe on his birthday? No, seriously. I think he's a few health issues at the moment that are he has to be careful what he does. And you know, we've been telling him for the last couple of weeks to go and get it checked out, and he finally did. So he's in good hands. He's in good form, and he'll be back in action in no time. Now, just before we get into the few things that we have to talk about today, very exciting news on the channel over the last couple of days. We have a sponsor, and it's a sponsor called Wraith Energy Drink, and I've been looking it up. It's an energy drink for gamers. Now, some of you out there probably are gamers. I'm not, but what it is, they have an absolute load of different flavor energy drinks for gamers, and they've actually got a lot of merchandise and stuff like T-shirts and beanies and baseball caps and whatever. So if you go into the website, it should be going across the bottom here. I'll just put it across the bottom here now. It's this is it here. Sorry about that. And again, you know me and technology. There we are. Drinkwraith.com. It's the energy drink. Now, we will be having, we're doing up a video to welcome them into the channel. And we'll also be having a competition. And also, you can get 10% off any online orders by quoting THFC Till I Die, or THFC TID. That will be coming along in a couple of days' time. But we're delighted to have them in. Hang on.
Use the QR code. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Oh, well, where is it, Dermot? I don't see it on the screen.
It's right beside you. It's up there, right next to you, up at the top of the screen.
Not on my screen. It's not. I get a different sort of screen than you.
Yeah, but the QR code's on the right top of the right-hand corner. Now I'm going to bugger off now.
Right.
It's
very strange. It's not there.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't get it on my screen. But anyway, we'll be sorting that. We'll be doing a video, Dermot said, and you know, really giving this a push, because they go down to their website. I mean, I was scrolling down for ages, and they still had different flavors, different everything. And the best one I thought was it was called. They've a thing called a Garner bath water. I would love to know what that is. But anyway, that's that. So go into drink energy. Here we go. Drinkwrath.com and have a look at their products, and we'll be pushing them relentlessly over the next few weeks. Now, what's happening in Tottenham? As we all know, Sonny and Basuma will be back. Will they feature against Brighton? I don't know about Basuma, because allegedly Basuma picked up malaria at some stage during the African Nations Cup, and that's why I don't think he featured as much as he normally would for his country. So whether he's going to have tests now that he's back, so we'll see whether he's fit. Sonny, they're very disappointed to be knocked out of the Asia Cup by Jordan. That was a big shock. And they didn't even manage a shot on goal, which is quite amazing for South Korea. Like, I know they've lived dangerously in the last 2 rounds. I mean, in the round before that, they equalised in the 99th minute. And then in the quarter-final, they scored an equaliser in the 90th minute, then won it on penalties. Now, Sonny apologised to the Korean people yesterday for not even managing a shot on target during the game. So, Korea's loss is our gain. I'd hope to have him back against Brighton, because we just need his spark. And there's nothing better to get Sonny back into the swing of things than to have him back in the first team at Tottenham. So that's welcome back, Sonny. It's great to have you back. Now, let me see what else. We've got another couple of comments here. Stephen is saying, can't get excited, but still watches Spurs. Yeah, it's going to be a tough match on Saturday, because Brighton have a good record against us recently, and we owe them one for that defeat after Christmas. We really do, you know. And another thing that's cropped up, we always know that Spurs have stolen a march by signing the Swedish wonder kid, Lucas Bergvall, who, I mean, I don't know if you've watched his videos, but if you haven't, I'd advise you to go and have a look at them, because this guy is special. I don't know who he reminds me of. He's kind of a mixture of Glenn Hoddle and who I'm trying to think of, Ozzy Ardiles. He seems to have a great control over the midfield, and he's great. He's good in the air as well, which is good. He's a tall lad. And the 2 other Premier clubs, apart from obviously Barcelona, thought they had him, and we decided no. He decided that Tottenham were a better work in progress than Barcelona, and as his coach and his manager and his parents have said, Tottenham are a project that's going places, and that's why he came to us. But the other 2 Premier clubs that tried to sign him, apparently, allegedly, rumouredly, were Aston Villa and Wolves. So he chose to come to the right place anyway. I think he'll go back now to play for his unpronounceable team in Norway until maybe June. Then he'll come to us for the pre-season, and he'll be on the pre-season tour and everything. So it's great to have a young lad like that. He's really, 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 really good. And this is Dermot going back. Please hit the QR code where you can get 10% off by using the code THFC till I die. Well, I'll take it for granted you can see the QR code, because I can't. But anyway, that's fine. But please try that product out, and the more you buy from them, the more they'll support us. So it works in our favour as well. Leslie, I'm going to leave your comment till later, because that's one of the talking points that we have. But I'll come back to that. And Dragon D's notes are saying, howdy, hi Dragon, how's it going? How's it going there? Now back onto this is something we meant to talk about the other day, but actually never got around to it. As you're probably aware, Todd Klein, who was one of the commercial gurus at Tottenham, has been stolen from us by Chelsea. He'd been moving to Chelsea during the summer after a suitable period of gardening leave, which is quite common in when people of his capabilities move on from one club to another. Todd Klein is the guy that was instrumental in bringing in Getir and Cinch, you know, the 2 crowds that you see their names on the shirts and on the training gear. He was ostensibly responsible for bringing those guys in. On a lesser successful note, he was also supposed to be the guy in charge of the naming rights at Tottenham. Now, I don't like to remind everybody, but in April, we have 5 years in the stadium, and we still have no naming rights. So that's an element of his job he did not do very well. Now, what the thinking behind going to Chelsea is, I just don't know. I would have thought Chelsea have enough problems on their hands. This Todd Klein fella, I've been reading about him. There'll not be too many tears shed at Tottenham, the fact that he's gone. I don't think he made himself particularly popular with his underlings. Although apparently he did go to every game, home and away. He travelled on his own steam to games. He was a fan, but maybe he spent too much time doing that and should have been doing his own job getting the naming rights. So he's on his way to Chelsea, and they're welcome to him, in my opinion. I think if his main job was to do the naming rights and didn't do it, then he's failed in his particular role. And with Scott Munn and all these guys coming in now, you wonder is his role now obsolete at Tottenham, and that's one of the reasons that he's moved on. So, maybe if you have any comments on Todd Klein, I know he's on the non-playing side of things, but you know, let's have your comments in the chat here to see what's what. And Dermot is saying another comment here about Todd Klein. He's saying, oops, he's saying, to be honest, he won't be missed. You did a great job on the naming rights, top job. Well, I mean, I know the naming rights is very important, and maybe the right offer wasn't made, but I think after 5 years, something should have given, you know. And Dragon is, I prefer the stadium name the way it is. Yeah, well, you know, I mean, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is fine with me. But then again, if somebody came on with 25 million a year to call it the Amazon Stadium or the, I don't know what else, who else would be in that league that would have that sort of money, you know, then fair enough. But you don't want, you want a name that's in keeping with the tradition of the club and everything. It's a good, long-established company, not some fly-by-night that might go and bust in 2 or 3 years. And Leslie Crawford is saying, hi, Leslie. Who would have wanted to invest 250 million and putting the name above an empty stadium during COVID? Yeah, but we've had a couple of years since that. You know, we're back. What, COVID was gone by the end of 21. We're now in 24. So you know, there's 2 or 3 years gone missing on that. I can understand your point about the empty stadium. Fair enough, but there's been a lot of full stadiums since the COVID epidemic abated. Now it's not gone away, but it's not as prevalent as it was in around 2020 and 21. And Stephen Thomas is saying naming rights are exactly where they need to be. The club's name is the best. Well, that's true. Do you know something? I wouldn't mind if they were back and called it White Hart Lane, because I mean, let's face it, it is White Hart Lane, albeit slightly up the road from the original. And but I think the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it's got a reputation around the world with the NFL's tie up and with all the extracurricular activity there, that we have made a name for ourselves as a stadium that can provide fantastic facilities for the fans at boxing matches or rock concerts or whatever, apart from football. And I mean, they're dead right. I mean, I know some fans don't like the stadium being used for other things, but let's face it, the stadium's only used for about 20 weekends of the year, roughly, you know, give or take 1 or 2. So why not make use of it the rest of the time? You know, it's like, I think during the summer, it's really, really busy with concerts and with this Formula One thing and whatever. So I know that brings money into the club and it keeps us financially sound. And that's the big thing at the moment with all these other clubs. Like, I know extracurricular money doesn't count towards FFP, but it still means more money in the bank. And here's Wayne Bonner. And good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all well. What exactly were his duties at the club? I remember when I was a kid, but a long time years ago, there was an advert on TV, and it showed this office, and there was desks and phones and computers in it, and there was nothing but dust and cobwebs covering them all, you know. And it was called the Carlsberg Complaints Office. You know, so I began to think that maybe that's the office of the guy that's doing the naming rights for Tottenham, because there's not much work going on there, you know. And Leslie saying, Liverpool and Man United, the biggest clubs in England, haven't needed to rebrand their stadiums. Yeah, well, Man United stadium has fallen down. It needs to be completely rebuilt. And I can guarantee you, if it's rebuilt, they'll be looking for naming rights. Liverpool, yeah, fair enough. That's okay. I mean, it's the money that, I mean, why not take 20 million a year and have someone's name on the back of your stand? It's money for all rope. It doesn't mean it. It doesn't affect the running, or it doesn't affect the day-to-day running of the club. It just means we've got more money in the bank. And Leslie again saying, Wayne, commercial director. Well, that was the official title, you know. What he's going to do at Chelsea, I do not know. I really don't. And THFC, I'm going back to the good old days. Yeah, but I love White Hart Lane, you know. I mean, it was a special stadium, you know. And Carl is saying, good afternoon, Philip, everyone in the chat. How are you, Carl? Now, let's see. This is a comment that was brought up earlier about our frequently injured and not often fit midfielder, Giovanni Lo Celso. And there are strong rumours. Now, the rumours, I'm using the word rumour there in highlights, that he's a Galatasaray target. The Turkish window doesn't shut until Friday. So, and apparently Galatasaray have already allocated him the number 10 shirt. and he's apparently been saying goodbye to the Spurs teammates. So it looks like he's fed up with the lack of activity at Tottenham, a lack of game time. I'd say the reason behind that was he didn't produce when he was on the pitch, but that's only my opinion. And although he was a handy squad player to have, but now we've got our full squad pretty much back in action now. Once Sonny and Basuma come back, that's pretty much it. And I don't think there's room for him at Tottenham, so he will actually be, we'll get a few bob for him. Mind you, we paid 27 million, so we can't be letting him go that cheap. But I'd say that Chelsea has seen the last at Tottenham, and he will be gone. And back to comments again. Carl is saying Klein is going to do sod all in Chelsea and then leave as they're on a free fall. I'll tell you one thing, it's very unusual. Chelsea are playing Aston Villa tonight in an FA Cup replay, and nobody is giving them a chance. Think back. Would that ever happen in the last few years under Abramovich or under Mourinho or even Potter? Chelsea would always go in a cup game with a big chance. They've been written off tonight before they even get to Villa Park. It shows you how much they've fallen. And the only reason Mauricio Pochettino is still in the job, Chelsea cannot afford to sack him. They really can't sack him because they sacked him and his backroom team, the lads who are at Spurs with him. They would put them into financial fair play red zone, and that'd be they're bad enough as it is. They've got enough comments, enough sanctions coming down the line for previous errors or financial irregularity. So adding another one to it would not be their best interest. So they'll muddle on with Poch until the 1st of July when the new FFP year comes in. Then he's gone, in my opinion. And Leslie saying selling the naming rights means the stadium can't be included in the grounds used for the Euros. Well, that's true. Well, I mean, I know we are one of the games grounds for the Euros, but like at the speed this thing is going at, it'll not be done by next year anyway. So so it probably won't be done. And Wayne is saying, "Damn, the Chelsea injured? No, surely not. I keep forgetting he's at the club." Yeah, I'd say himself and Ryan Sessegnon must have great chats. Well, Sessegnon is even more of an invisible man than Lo Celso. Now, no offense, Lo Celso did score a couple of very good goals for us this year. So I'm not going to knock him for that. But I think, as I said earlier, I think he is surplus to requirements. And Leslie saying Lo Celso cost 15 million loan fee plus 27 to make the loan permanent, total 42. Yeah, that was a huge loan fee, wasn't it? Absolutely massive at the time. And has he repaid much of that 42 million? I would say not a lot. And Dermot is saying, here we go. Please give our Irish Tom Jones a like and subscribe and hit that like button and hit the QR code. Yeah, hit the QR code, lads. Hit the like button. I don't know how many likes we've got, but there's not nearly as many as in the chat. So please hit that like button and give us a boost up the algorithm with YouTube. And also go for the Wraith QR code and let anyone. I'd love to hear from the first person that buys that drink actually what they think of it, and which one you've gone for. So we'll go back up to the banners again, and this is. See, can you guess the answer to this one? This is after the performance of the weekend at Everton. Name the Spurs player described as a Superman in a Rolls Royce. So I'm going to leave that open. You can ask a few questions about that. You can put your answers in the chat there. Who do you think it is? And I'll see who's right. And Carl is saying that partner looks sexy in that top right onwards and upwards. Okay. Yeah. And Peter Emma saying, big up, Philip. Leaving the stadium as a Tottenham Hotspur stadium may be good business because it raises our profile and interest in the club worldwide as people watch other events staged there. Well, that's a very good point, Peter. But if you leave it as Tottenham Hotspur, you know it's Tottenham Hotspur. If it's the Amazon Stadium or the Google Stadium or the Elon Musk Stadium, God help us, then yeah, you lose your identity. So what's more important, 20 million a year in the bank or your identity? I would lean on the identity. We've built up a great brand name here, and there's no point in hiding it behind somebody else's name. So that's a very, very good point. And Leslie is saying, is drink only available in Ireland? Answered the question, Van de Ven. No, it's an English company, so it's available. It's available in England. The prices are in sterling, so yeah. And the answer, yeah. it is Van der Ven, Mickey Van der Ven, for his performance on Saturday against Everton, which I think was absolutely superb, really. You know, if some of the rest of the team had lived up to that, we would have won that game comfortably, you know. Matthew was saying skip, no. I think most people would say the answer to skip was he'd be what? He'd be the Joker in a ladder, not Superman in a Rolls Royce, you know. Oh, anyway. And THFC saying worldwide, Leslie. Yeah, there you go. It's all over the place. You can get it anywhere. And Dermot's having the joke here. Says Dane thought it was Skip. Yeah, right. Okay. No, definitely not Skippy boy. And now the thoughts. We're going to have a few thoughts about the game on Saturday. Now, Peter Emerson, I bet Van der Ven could represent the Netherlands as a sprinter. Do you know something? He could. He probably could. He is a superb athlete all around. He really is. But like he'll be going into a game against Brighton on. Like I have to say that game against Brighton on the Thursday after Christmas ruined my Christmas for me. It was bad enough. I was up burying my aunt that particular the following day. It was bad enough after that, but to sit in the hotel and watch Spurs getting laced by Brighton 4-2, you know, it was an absolute disgrace. So we owed them one. And in fact, 2 years ago, I was over at the Brighton game when that Trossard, I think it was, scored the winning goal for them in the last minute, the 1-0, and we lost that. So we owe them one. But I don't think it's going to be an easy match because Brighton play some good football. They're a team that will attack us, so we need to be, you know, very, very defensively astute on Saturday. But on the plus side, Luton put 4 past them last week. So if Luton put 4 past Newcastle as well. But, you know, if Luton can put 4 past them, we can do them. But it's such an important start. We've 3 home games on the bounce now. We've got Brighton on Saturday. We've got Wolves the following week. And remember, Wolves did a number on Chelsea at the weekend in some style, beat them 4-2. And then we've probably got the easiest game of the lot, which will probably turn out to be the hardest. Crystal Palace the following week. And the reason we have 3 on the row is the game on the weekend of the 22nd of February has been cancelled or postponed because Chelsea are are making up the numbers at Wembley to play Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. So that was that. So let's have your views. What do you reckon the score is going to be on Saturday? Just put it in there. Realistic now, what's going to be the scores? And Carl Simpson is saying, big up Ryan. Says he's the second on Rolls Royce with the wheels nicked. Yeah. He's like a Mercedes parked in Liverpool on a Saturday night. When the guy comes out of the pub, his wheels have gone. Wayne Bonner, even Boise and Del Boy wouldn't touch Sessignon if it was a Rolls Royce. Actually, what I'd class Sessignon has been like the 3-wheeler that the 2 boys drive around in and only fools and horses, you know. And Leslie's saying we lost to Brighton with 2 needless penalties by Kulichevsky and Chelsea. We did, but let's face it, they were all over us as well. You know, they outplayed us that night. So we need to do a lot better. We've got to win at home. We win these 9 points at home. It puts us right back in. Well, definitely in top 4 and even higher. And Andy Nagowan is saying Richie and Benko and Brendan Johnson is taking time to the football. Richie, I've no complaints about Richie at the moment. He's knocking them in. He was asked to stand in for Sonny, and he's done it. He's scoring goals regularly. Bentancur, not a great game at the weekend. I think his injury may have taken a little bit out of him. Brendan Johnson, we'll get there. I don't think he'll be seeing much starting time once Sonny is back. I think he'll be the one that's going to drop on the bench. But what an impact sub to have if we need him to come on for the last 15, 20 minutes. And Carl is going for a 3-1 win and we're going on a run. Wouldn't it be great? We've got some eminently winnable matches coming up. We need to get the points on the board because in that run in April when we're playing Newcastle, City and Liverpool thing all together, it's going to be really tough, really tough. Wayne Bonner saying I fancy a 3-1 Spurs win against Brighton. Yeah, wouldn't take that. Wouldn't mind that, say. And Peter Emerson, I reckon we will squeak a 2-1. Listen, if it's 2-1, 3-4, 5-4, I don't care. As long as we're on the right side. As long as we win. And Leslie saying if trophies are the most important thing, how many Spurs fans would trade places with Chelsea to be still in the FA Cup than the Carabao Cup final? Yeah. I don't think Spurs fans at the moment would trade places with Chelsea. I don't think so. I mean, I know Arsenal are our main rivals in London. West Ham think they are. Chelsea, to me, are. I respect Arsenal. Now, this might sound like a heresy, but I think Arsenal are, apart from their manager, are quite a well-run club. They're old school. You know, you've got to give them a bit of respect, apart from the fact that they kicked us out of the league in 1919. Chelsea, to me, are kind of fly-by-nights, Johnny-come-latelys. I remember talking to a Chelsea fan about 10 years ago. I remember he only started supporting Chelsea when Abramovich took over and they started being successful. And I asked him, I said, what do you think of the old Chelsea players of the past? I said, what do you reckon? What do you reckon of Peter Osgood? And he looked at me. He had no clue who Peter Osgood was. To me, that's the same as somebody asking a Spurs fan, what was Jimmy Greaves like? And say, who's he? You know, that just shows me. I wouldn't trade places with Chelsea for anything, especially in their present predicament. They've got so many players on the book, they cannot get a good team together. And Pochettino is struggling big time there. He really is. And I would feel sorry for him, but the day Pochettino kissed the Chelsea badge, he was gone for me. Gone. Never to come back. So that's my opinion on that. Carl is saying Richie is one of the most informed players in the league at the moment. So he is, yeah. So he is. And Stephen Thomas, 1-0 to us because Ange will be working in our defence. Yeah, we'll need to. The defence will need to be on the metal on Saturday. They really will. Oh, here we go. Dermot, I thought the delusional train had left. Dermot is saying 5-0 to Spurs because I am there, but to say that I'm yet to see them score or even win on Saturday, I'm going to break my duck at the new ground. Yeah, poor old Dermot. The games he's been to, it hasn't even seen Spurs score a goal yet. So, please, Tottenham, if you're listening, please, if you're not going to do it for anybody else, please do it for Dermot on Saturday. Really. And send him back a happy man. And Peter Emerson, I feel far more respect for Arsenal than Chelsea. Same as myself, Peter. Yeah, same as myself. And Carl Simpson saying, Dermo, the curse of Tottenham, don't you make us lose the streak or the game. Because that's what we could always do, you know. If Spurs do lose on Saturday, we'll just blame Dermot. It's a handy way around it. You know, no, it's not the players' fault, it's Dermot's fault. So, by the way, I'm just getting my own back for all the slagging he gives me. So I don't mean any of it. I'm just getting a bit of fun out of it, you know. And Wayne Bonner saying, we expect a ton of videos, Dermot. Yeah, it should be good. We're going to do a link up from the ground during the game at some stage. So that should be fun. And Peter M saying, big up Dermot at THC. I hope your wish comes true and you see a Spurs victorious. So do we. We really, really do. And Wayne Bonner was saying, Carl Simpson, if we win, we might see Dermot doing a little streak of his own on Match of the Day. That's a good point. You listening, mister? Yeah, actually, I don't know how near the front you are, but maybe you might be able to slide onto the pitch there. Do a knee slide or something like that. I wouldn't say anything as radical as a streak, because you might get arrested, and we don't want half the country going home in shock at the state of you streaking. But, you know, just do a little knee slide along the ground there and get you know, with your THFC Till I Die t-shirt on you. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be very good. And Carl is saying, Dermo better off not streaking. We'll get a points deduction. Yeah, that's another way of looking at it. Yeah, absolutely. Another way of looking at it is good. So, has anyone else got any more score predictions here? Nobody has. Anyway, let's see what else we've got. Yeah, I was just watching. I wasn't watching it. I was on the background last night. There was the FA Cup replay on BBC between Plymouth and Leeds. Now, I saw Joe Roden was playing and Ashley Phillips was playing. There's no sign of Andy Devine, wherever he was. Alfie Devine, sorry, not Andy Devine. He wasn't even on the subs bench. It was a little strange because he's been playing very well for them, you know. But that was maybe in the cup game they decided to leave him out. But anyway, this is from Andy again. When Bissoman is returned back to Spurs, yeah, I think he's back now, or he's coming back today. He's actually almost back after the African Cup of Nations thing. So that's what I'm saying. Bissouma's back. Sonny is back. What sort of frame of mind Sonny is in is interesting. But I think the best way to get Sonny back in that is stick him straight back into the team. He's our captain. He's our inspiration. So let's get him back. And we have missed him. Even though we've been scoring goals, we have missed his craft. And I think we would have probably done even better when he was away if he'd been here. So Wayne is laughing at whatever comment was saying, and so is Dermot. Probably had a streaking bit, you know. Dragon is saying 4-2 the Spurs. I'd take that. I don't mind. I'll take that. And Dermot saying, just a massive thank you for kind birthday wishes and kind messages. I'll be back. You won't get rid of me that easy. Oh, damn. Jeez, I thought we might get a bit of peace and quiet for a few days, but obviously not. You know. Anyway. Divine played for Port Vale in the Cup. I don't know if he was on the squad last night, though. He wasn't on the team sheet that I saw. I could be wrong. I was watching it from a distance, you know. And Leslie Crawford saying, Pedro has been a brilliant signing for Brighton this season. Can't see us keeping the clean sheet. Yeah, maybe not. But as long as we score more than them, that's probably the biggest thing we can do. And we are scoring, like, what are we now? 35 league goals on 35 league games on the bounce, scoring a goal. That's never happened at Tottenham before. But the only team to keep us quiet the whole season is Manchester City in that cup game a couple of weeks ago. And Wayne is saying, Phillips played well last night from what I saw. Very impressive and definitely a prospect. I can see him getting a few cup games next season. Yeah. And Carl Simpson is saying, Dermo is chatting from his hit tub, whatever that was. And Leslie saying, Phillips was unlucky getting a nutmeg for Leeds opener. Yeah, I was in the pub last night. I was on in the distance. I was kind of keeping an eye on the score more than the actual play. And Wayne is saying, shh, Dermot, Carl may take that as a challenge. Whoops, he has. Challenge accepted. Now, here's Dermot again. You okay, Philip? On the misses and hospital orders, week away, you have the channel to yourself. And thank you for everything you do. You mightn't be saying that when you come back. You'll be like a bloody train crash now by the time you get back, you know. But no, we'll try and keep it going. Now, the shows, because I don't have access to a lot of the technology that Dermot has, the shows mightn't be as long as they normally are, but we'll try and keep them entertaining and try and keep them interesting, you know. And I just want to say, and seriously though, if anybody's at the ground on Saturday, I don't know where Dermot was probably drinking in. If you see Dermot around the shop or on the ground, go and say hello to him because he's a great guy. He really is. And he lives and breathes Tottenham. And it'll kill him if we don't win again on Saturday. He really will. He'll have a complex about going to the ground. Every time I go, we don't win or we don't score. So, and Carl is saying, oops, sorry about that one. Philip, you can do that channel restructure you always wanted to do. No, I'm too busy to be doing that. I'm still working. I'm trying to fit this in when we're all my job, you know. Anyway, Dermot saying Joe Roden and Phillips played well last night. Yeah, I believe so. So you know, I mean, I don't think again. Today's Wednesday midweek. The team are training. I saw a video of the team training for the game at Brighton. I don't know if anyone. I know I mentioned the video, Bergwall's video of matches he's played in Norway or wherever. Have you seen the video the club did for him on his medical? And I thought it was gas. You know, he was there getting poked and prodded and freaking needles coming at him and ECG things on his chest, and his parents standing looking at him at the other end of the room. I'm going, where's the privacy in that? You know, and then Ange comes in and says, yeah, how you doing, man? Hits him a rap on that, you know, great to see you, and all this. And there's a man on the back with all these things sticking out of his chest, you know. That was very, very funny. But he's obviously a young lad with his head screwed on. I think he's going to be an absolute baller for us next season. He's going straight into the first team squad. That shows you how good he is. And this is Carl saying, Dermot was giving me a Bale vibes. Yeah. That's he strikes me as being a player could be very much in the Gareth Bale mode. Okay, we know it took Gareth Bale a while to settle in, but look what he did once he got going. And Carl is saying, I'm super excited about this kid. He's going to be so good. Absolutely. I mean, listen, Barcelona do not go looking for duds. Okay, Villa and Wolves might. But Barcelona, the fact we beat Barcelona to this guy's signature is an absolute huge, huge statement. And Leslie's saying, if Leeds get promoted, they will hopefully make Roden a permanent signing, 15 to 20. Yeah, I think Joe Roden has become an absolute necessity for Leeds. He's become the rock of their defence. Certainly will be. He's not going to make it at Tottenham because we now have a centre-back quota. So I think that's We get 15 million for him. That's good business. So, lads, I know it's we're 35 minutes in. I don't have a lot more to talk about. All to say is look up that drinkwraith.com website. Click the QR code, order the stuff. Tell us how you like it, and we'll be doing a video and welcoming them officially to the channel once Dermot gets back in. And what day is today? Today is Wednesday. Yeah, so tomorrow. There'll be another news round at 4 o'clock. On Friday, I'll do a preview of the match on Saturday, and then on Saturday, I'm actually traveling myself, but I'll have arrived by match time. I'm going to do some kind of link up with Dermot and the North Stand, providing the Wi-Fi works in there. Although the Wi-Fi in the stadium is actually very good. Remember that the last time I was there. So we'll be linking up with Dermot and getting his thoughts at half time and full time, and hopefully he'll be going to the bar very happy at about 4:45. Carl is saying, great show, Philip. Thanks, Carl. Appreciate that. And for Peter M as well. Thanks, Philip. Appreciate that as well. And here we go. Oh, look, there you are. There we have it. You have no excuse now. Entrance 113, block 113, row 7. No, sorry, entrance 7, row 6, seat 372, Mr. Dermot Moyles. There you go. You cannot get any more explicit than that. No excuse. Go and have a chat with Dermot and let us know how you got on. Okay? And with that, come on, you Spurs. Oops, hang on. One more comment coming in here. And Carl saying, I sort of hope someone sits. Sorry, Dermot, I'm just going to sit on their lap, So they'll soon move. They'll soon move. So with that, I'm going to finish off with, I don't know which video I'm putting on here. It's the outro. And so listen, until tomorrow afternoon, lads, keep the faith and come on, you Spurs.